Today we meet two beagles called Ned and Lulu and a small fluffy dog called Walter. In this video I wanted to show a few reasons why dogs bark noisily all the way through the walk. Usually these three dogs bark non-stop the entire walk. Here's just a taste.
Walter. Hello, Walter. Hello. All right, Walter. All right. Hush now. Hush now. Good dog. Right. Hush now. Hush. 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 Yeah. Hush, darling. Hush now. Hush now. Hush now.
If they're not barking, they whine.
Oh, I'm just going to go see if I can lie down here. It's over there. You want to know. A little scratchy. Come on, you looking for.
Why do dogs bark or whine like this the entire length of the walk, from when they walk out the gate to when they return home? Because their adrenaline tap keeps releasing fresh bursts of adrenaline into their body. Today, I thought I'd show you some things that can accidentally turn on your own dog's adrenaline tap and make it bark. You're about to see Lulu veering deliberately in front of me. This is called blocking. It wins her lots of points. Winning points turns your dog's adrenaline tap on.
Only one doing the look sack. The beagles are mad in the old smelling, and I don't mind you doing it a minute. I want to see how they react with other people. Come on, you lot, you're not doing that. Look at that guy, he's standing on the thing, look.
Yeah.
Wow. My goodness, look at that. Look at that, dog. You want to see that every day. Oh, oh.
So Dad, just try to keep your voice down a little bit as well.
Why is Lulu trying to win points like this? Is she bad? No. She doesn't trust humans to be sensible decision makers on the walk. She deliberately wins points so she can remain in charge of this situation and keep herself safe. Now you'll see Ned and Walter block me in a different way. Does this look familiar to you?
All right, so. That's the wonderful thing about dogs. They never really know where they're going. You're thinking, what are you hurrying for?
See how Ned and Walter pretend to sniff something directly in front of us so they have a reason to make me stop and wait?
All right, so. That's the wonderful thing about dogs. They never really know where they're going. You're thinking, what are you hurrying for?
Making a human come to a complete stop like this wins the dogs lots of points. Notice how cleverly Ned and Walter can work together to win points against humans? If you have more than one dog, be aware how ingeniously they work together to win those points. Now you're going to see all three dogs try to drag me very hard over to a tree. Dragging a human over to a tree wins dogs massive amounts of points, about 300 points per tree, pole or rock.
No, leave, you're not touching that. Then it's kind of like the same ritual. You're not allowed to do anything I don't want you to do. Beagles naturally sniff around, huh? Let me give him a little break up around this corner here. Come on, you lot.
The dog successfully pulled me over to the tree, so they just won lots of points. When I first meet dogs, I always take them for a stroll so I can see all their favourite ways of winning points. If your dog drags you harder than this, then it's winning even more points. Another way dogs can win big points is by dragging you to a tree, rock, pole or bush and making you wait while it sniffs and sniffs, like this.
I can't remember names all the time. You have to forgive me. And when I don't want them to do that, push. Push you, Ned. Back.
As you can see, Lulu went back to the pole after I pushed her away, so she still won her points. Another way dogs accidentally win points is by being greeted first by strangers on the walk. If the stranger greets your dog before you by making eye contact, patting or talking to the dog before they talk to you, the dog wins big points.
Get out of the car 100 miles an hour. Very well, thank you. Thank you very much. They just got to learn to slow down a bit. You know, they're on full revs. Right. want to sit with them for a minute.
I'm not against strangers patting the dogs. I'm just trying to explain how adrenaline is filling their bodies and causing the barking problem. I've won enough points on this short walk to stop the dogs barking up until this point, but with their humans, the dogs always bark from start to finish on the walk. If you want strangers to pat your dogs, this is okay, but the dogs do need to give full body shakes and yawns afterwards to neutralize all the points they've just won from the kind strangers. I'll be showing you how to teach your dogs natural calming signals in another video, so your dogs can get pats from strangers if you want, but they won't win any points that cause the barking. Confused? Did you see how these 3 dogs did not give full body shakes or yawns after they were greeted by the kind strangers? Take another look.
Get out of the car 100 miles an hour. That's hard. Very well, thank you. Thank you very much. They just got to learn to slow down a bit. You know, they're on full revs. Right, I want to sit with them for a minute.
Now I'd like you to see another reason why your dog will bark on the walk. Every time something new on the walk happens, the dogs get a tiny bit anxious. Unfortunately, when they get anxious, their adrenaline tap blasts on and it causes them to bark. Here you're going to see me standing up after sitting with the dogs. This is a new situation. It triggers Lulu's adrenaline to be released and she starts to bark like this.
Hush now. Hush. Good boy, Walter. Good boy. Okay, we sat him down for a couple of minutes. Hush now. Hush now. Yes. Hush, hush, hush. Come on, let's
Do you want to go back?
Notice Ned, who usually barks too, is deliberately turning off his adrenaline tap by sitting and facing away from Lulu. These are 2 calming signals which help him turn off his adrenaline tap that causes the barking. Also notice how Walter is coming over to sniff me to see if he should be anxious about this new situation. Because I smell calm, he stays calm and doesn't bark. Do you want to see that again?
hush now. Hush. Good boy, Walter. Good boy. Okay, we sat him down for a couple of minutes. Hush now. Hush now. Yes. Hush, hush, hush. Come on, let's
Do you want to go back?
Now you're going to see another common way dogs win points on the walk. Here you're going to see Ned trying to drag me off the path and onto the grass. I call the grass the naughty zone. Dogs use this zone to pretend to sniff the ground, but what they really want to do is have an excuse to make you stop and wait for them. This can win a dog big points, about 300 points per stop and wait on the grass. Watch Ned in action.
Yeah, you're not doing that. I don't think so. Yeah, I know, you lost that one. Pretty obvious, isn't it? Okay, Walter, get out, please.
Why is Ned trying to win points like this now? We are heading back towards his humans and he wants to get some points before he's handed over to them. Remember, when dogs lose points to one person, the instincts of most dogs will tell it to try and win points from another human as quickly as possible. Dogs do this to reassure themselves that they can still win points if they need to. It's a way of reassuring themselves and it's also a survival instinct. So that was a few ways dogs can win points on the walk. Always remember, winning points turns your adrenaline tap on. Adrenaline makes some dogs aggressive, other dogs super hyperactive, other dogs anxious. It also makes some dogs bark nonstop. The wonderful news is, once you learn how to turn off that pesky adrenaline tap, your dog's barking will simply melt away. I'll have a lot more videos in this series on Ned, Lulu and Walter that will help you stop that annoying barking. In under 6 minutes of winning my points and triggering stronger calming signals in the dogs, we were able to walk the 3 dogs up to a barking dog behind a fence, and they acted like this.
You can do that, but you're not allowed back. Okay. The dogs tend to bark a lot, and they tend to bark at everything around them. And so, back, back, back. I preempt them. And by asking them to go backwards, I'm telling them to see the ground that this is not your fight. And there's no fight to be had here. And I won't even take little whinges back. So I want them all turning their back away from that dog. Back, back. Good boy, good girl. Now I've got control of them. There's another dog barking there. We're not going to stay long because it's rude. But just to show you, okay, that's how we stop these dogs from barking when they hear another dog. Take the leash on them, in the house, in the backyard, on the walk, in the car, doesn't matter. Once you get them to seed ground, them little fellas will stop yapping. Now, we've been here about 20 seconds, and I think they've shown that they're willing and able to do the right thing. So we're going to walk them back over. Come on. Well done, well done.
Remember, the only reason I get fast results winning back the points is because I do not have a history of losing points to these 3 dogs. If you've lost millions of points to your dogs over the years, then it will take you a little bit longer before the dogs fully trust you to be in charge of the walk. Good luck, and thank you Ned, Lulu and Walter.